Good morning. This is meteorologist Andrew McCon with your Southeast Idaho weather briefing. Thank you for joining us this morning. Have a lot to talk about, so we'll go ahead and get started. Take a look at water vapor satellite imagery from the western United States, and the much advertised winter storm that we've been talking about for the last 5 to 6 days has finally arrived in the western U.S. You can see it coming ashore in Oregon this morning with all this cloud cover and moisture gradually streaming eastward across towards our region. Looking at radar from across the area, we can already see some snow showers that have moved into the area this morning. We've got a brief dusting of snow here at the Pocatello airport. Areas to our west have received a little bit more snowfall. We've seen some webcams out in that area showing some snow starting to accumulate already. As far as current hazards are concerned, we have areas of winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings for much of the region. Significant snow accumulations are expected in these areas with the winter storm warnings. We'll get into some greater detail here momentarily. Nevertheless, obviously today is the day before Thanksgiving, not a good travel day for many folks around the area. So if you do not need to travel today, please stay where you are. As far as the impacts for the region, the significant snowfall accumulations are expected today across the Arco Desert, Lost River Valley, Beaverhead regions, where we could see snowfall rates in excess of 1 to 2 inches per hour. So we're going to have quite a few hours today of snowfall expected. So those snowfall totals could really climb up there. And we'll go into some details here momentarily. Across the Snake River Plain, that's where we're expecting our lowest accumulations. We do have some factors in play that may limit some of the snowfall totals that we'll see today. But I wanted to show you a quick simulated radar. This is from just one of the many computer models that we look at, but it can give you a general idea of how the snowfall will progress throughout the day. And one thing I do want to point out is we can see this kind of void area here in the eastern Magic Valley and the lower middle portions of the Snake Plain. You can see this particular model run is showing portions of this area remaining dry for a good chunk of the day. I won't go so far to say that these areas will not see any snow today, but nevertheless this model is picking up on something that we have mentioned for the past couple of days with this southerly downslope flow in this particular region. It could prevent, some higher snowfall totals. So we'll have to see how things play out over the course of the day. But nevertheless, still some snowfall potential in this area. But as you can see with this model run, this really is the main region where our significant snowfall accumulations are expected today, as well as down here across the southern highlands along the Utah border. In addition to the snowfall, we will have some winds to deal with today. Here are some wind gusts that were expected. And you can see portions of these higher elevations with wind gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour, and we have seen that already this morning. So we will have some blowing snow to deal with at times. As we get into the afternoon, still expecting those gustier winds. We'll start to see them here in the Snake Plain with winds in the 25 to 35, maybe pushing 40 mile per hour range. So again, with any snowfall that does occur, we could have some very significant visibility restrictions with these gusty winds in place. As we get into the evening hours, those winds will subside a little bit, but still certainly gusty enough to blow some more of that snow around, and that's certainly the case up here where these higher snowfall totals are expected. So again, getting into the totals, this is our current forecast focused on from right now around 5 a.m. through 5 p.m. This afternoon. And as you can see, up to a foot of snow possible here in the Arco Desert region. Over closer towards the Sun Valley area, still 6 to 8 inches. Again, here in the eastern Magic Valley, Snake Plain, generally less than an inch, maybe 1 to 2 inches across Idaho Falls. Again, these totals, forecasting these totals are a little tricky with that downslope effect that we could see. So Certainly, not a very high confidence forecast with these snowfall totals, but certainly up here, this area is really where we're pretty confident on some significant snowfall totals. And as we get into tonight, still expecting that snow to linger across this area, gradually kind of shifting northward towards Montana, but still a few more inches of snow expected from this afternoon into Thursday, Thanksgiving morning. Some possible high-end snow totals. This is not what we're forecasting, but basically a worst-case scenario type forecast, and you can see some totals upwards of pushing 2 feet along the Montana border up here, as well as portions of the Marco desert region. So again, not expecting totals to be this high, but it is a possibility, a very low possibility. As we get into Thursday, we're still going to have moisture kind of streaming through the region. Snowfall totals are not expected to be as high. Generally, area-wide, anywhere from less than an inch to upwards of 3 to 4 inches as you get closer towards Yellowstone and here across the southeastern highlands. But generally expecting scattered snow showers throughout the day tomorrow, but significant accumulations not really expected. Now, as we get into the day on Friday, still a lot of uncertainty with how things will pan out on Friday, but we're expecting a stream of moisture to come in from the south. The model consensus at the moment is really focusing on this particular region for the heaviest moisture. We'll have to see how things play out over the next 24 to 48 hours. These snowfall totals could go up a little bit. They could go down. It really just depends on where the higher moisture sets up. And we're really not going to have a good idea on that for another day or so until we can get better model agreement. Because right now, some of the models have some higher moisture over here, but a good portion of them have it across the southeastern and eastern portions of the area. So confidence is starting to increase a little bit with some potential for some heavier snow on Friday. But again, these numbers will have to be adjusted over the next day or two until we get a really good idea how things are going to play out. But nevertheless, expecting the next 3 days to have some snow, with Wednesday and Friday being the heavier snow days, especially today. So be sure to stay safe out there. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to give us a call. Thank you and have a great day. Stay safe.